Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters on our Patreon, patreon.com/FSFilms. Those being Jerry and Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and Elle, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much of the things that we do now. So, thank you very much for supporting us over the years. And if you're watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I am Sen, your game master for the evening. I'm joined, of course, this week by Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin druid of the Grim Harvest.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger triggermancer.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm playing Grumman Bellmender, the dwarven Wave the Drunken Master Monk.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Valar, Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And Holly.
I am Holly. I'm playing Vespia, Tiefling Chandler.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai.
We are unfortunately once again not joined this week by Nikki, who plays Skuz, Ilana, who plays Annabella, and Jeremy, who told us he was going to go to the store for cigarettes and then never came back. As always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and trans people exist, regardless of your inability to fathom that or vitriol therein. So, when last we left off, the Steelhearts had gotten on a ship where we pick
Off
up.
the shipping.
Their plans have been made to be married at sea between the three engaged people, Titania, Gent, and Valdeth, with the idea that Grumman's youngest daughter, Lavinda, could perform the ceremony, being a captain of Swiggle, or from Swiggle, at least, as they set out to explore the Shattered Lands on the lookout for an ancient buried temple that may or may not hold the secret to apotheosis.
As well as other thing.
The Fiend Hunter's Grave.
There we go. I
The
can never remember it.
And also a priest of Dagoth,
Yes.
who may or may not have information about the first death, the first mortal death.
All those
Mhm.
things.
We're gonna let the world burn. We're just gonna do our own thing from now on.
Right.
So, you've set sail. You felt the thrum of something mechanical kick up in the bowels of the ship, as small clockwork crabs and also sort of clockwork gnomish figures maneuver about the deck, setting to all the things that a normal flesh and blood crew would do, but with a greater efficiency and the need only for Saga, the war-forged crewmate of the continual reconstruction, overseeing them. As the simian Pala climbs to the crow's nest to keep an eye out, and the triple-masted sails unfurl as the galleon sets off into the water. With not a lot of wind right now, but still picking up a pretty good pace as whatever rumbling happens beneath the ship kicks into overdrive.
Gent's gonna grab Titania and Valdeth just off to one side real quick. So, obviously we're doing this, but do either of you have ceremonial preferences in mind? Do we want... I feel like we don't really have a program, as it were.
I mean, if we're doing this sort of thing entirely just to get it done and have it be a thing aside from any real ceremony, I don't think there's too much to stand on right now.
she's.
I mean, that's fair. I just wasn't sure if there was anything either of you particularly wanted for this iteration of the event.
I think we'll save all the fancy plans and meticulous organization for the fancy one.
Valid, I suppose. Excellent. All right, just wanted to check.
Give me a religion check, Gint.
Okay. That's a 24.
You also figure you're gonna get you're theoretically getting married on a ship by a captain with a priest of Valkyr. It's probably gonna be a Valkyrian style, like a
Oh, sure. Yeah.
wedding.
Which I don't think any of us really object to. Like I don't think any of us worship Valkyr, but
No.
I think all of us are cool with
Sorry.
Valkyr.
I should say a Valkyrie style weapon because
Right.
the pluralization of or the
The denominational of Valkyr is
denomination of
Valkyrie.
is Valkyrie. Yeah.
Yeah, demonym, that's the word.
Sorry, what was that, Mara?
Words. No, that's fine. I think it'll work.
Perfect. Well, I suppose.
Want to get
We
a
should
wait
ask-
in the. Yeah. I figure we might want to wait until, I don't know. There are usually a lot of ropes when, like, you go in and out of land.
Gent, being proficient in water vehicles,
I'm not.
would like to look around and be like, is this a good time to interrupt, or are they like actively in process right now on things?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Visual?
Yes.
There's a storm. People are
Right.
running, screaming.
16.
Like, pardon me.
So there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity on deck aside from the Clockwork crew.
Okay.
Thinking about it, but you do know that you are still very close to land and thus in the middle of a sea travel corridor, basically. And
Yeah.
they really don't want to have the crew distracted at a point where at any moment a ship could run into
Ship
you.
might just, swan in from
Yeah.
port or
Typically, you wanna-
starboard at this point.
For anything like that, you want to wait until they're at a point where the wheel's been lashed and you're like set,
Yep.
you have a course set and things like that.
Okay.
Although, strictly speaking, to what Craig had mentioned, I don't think there's any more Valkyrie wedding than a wedding in a storm.
I submit, wedding in a storm while you are actively fighting pirates at the same time.
I see my point.
Wedding in a storm while you're actively fighting pirates while also caught in a whirlpool.
It's so romantic. Oh.
What we're saying is Pirates 3.
3.
Right, yeah. Basically that.
There you go. Done.
Do you think we could get Jeffrey Rush on this channel in short notice?
Great.
Jeffrey Rush, if you're watching, huge fan, and you should join us.
100% agree. Maybe not your most popular role, but Casanova Frankenstein.
I'll be honest, just about anybody from the cast of Pirates I'd be cool with.
Anyways. So, what's everyone doing at the moment while the ship is pulling out?
I think Grummond is down in the galley with Dion. We're making a wedding feast.
Okay.
It is probably not the greatest experience for Dion. It's like, great, I moved on, and now my old boss is here and also cooking.
Well,
Cool.
Actually, it's sort of the other way around because Grummond, as much as you want to help, there's not really enough room in the kitchen for anyone other than Dion.
Oh,
If
don't
one
she's
bite
in there.
kitchen.
No, I fit right here. Dion, just move your elbow up. I'll come
Yeah,
over like
like-
this. That's right. No, you can just pick me up and actually just cram me right in there. And I'll act out. Other arms come out like this.
Yeah, because she is so large a person that basically the sort of the kitchen aboard the ship has been perfectly tailored to suit her standing in there, so that she can basically do everything from one spot. And there's not enough room for a second person in there at the same time, basically.
That's okay. We'll just do a whole Ratatouille deal, and it's like Ratatouille 2, still Ratatouille, except it's an elephant person and a dwarf.
Yeah. Just Grumman on the shoulder.
Poor person. This poor person.
But yeah, so Grumman
Ooh,
is assisting
part of
Deanne.
town.
Grumman is Lord Humongusing on the back of Deanne.
Oh, we've got our first casualty.
Oh, that's the reference that got
right.
correct.
Oh,
That
Good one, Shawnee. Oh, Christ. I'm crying a little bit. Oh.
Ithram, Vespia, what are you doing?
Probably just chilling right now.
Yeah.
If there's not much to do.
There is a floating purple cat that's hovering like near
Yeah.
Ithram's shoulder constantly.
Yeah. Vespia will like scratch it behind the ears.
That enjoys scritches and is watching Ithram with the same intensity that a normal cat would look at a mouse.
Okay.
That's normal.
All right. Yeah, he's Ithram's just on the deck. Basically just going through his spell book and a couple other spell books that he's picked up. That because I have enough space in the Wand of Triplicate for one more first level spell. So just deciding which one will go in there eventually.
Mm-hmm. So, at what point? Actually, is there anything else that Titania, Gent, Valdeth, the three of you are doing?
I need to make a bunch of flowers for Scuzz. Just a sort of armful of not easily crushable or won't wilt under butter. Sort of varieties.
How is it possible that you are not giving Scuzz buttercups?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. Okay, thank you. Would not
Will
have gotten
not
there.
wilt under butter.
Will not wilt
Jack,
under
Jack,
butter.
Jack in the pulpit would work pretty well.
Yeah.
Those guys are pretty sturdy.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of buttercups. Feels good. And I'm also compulsively checking the weather. With Druidcraft, I can get a sphere that tells me what the weather forecast looks like for the day. Or like an hour or something. Don't worry,
Hey,
I have
Crystal,
control.
what's
I have
the
control
weather?
weather. I also have Maelstrom, I realized, so we could do it.
You find that the weather seems mostly to be fine as the day goes
Perfect.
on.
Excellent.
There doesn't seem to be anything specifically threatening your day at the moment.
Cool.
It was our wedding day.
What is the deck tilt like on the continual reconstruction?
How do you mean?
Like when a ship is sailing, it tends to lean to one side or
Little
the
bit of
other.
an angle.
Right, yeah. Like,
Um,
and usually the faster you are
Yeah.
going, the steeper it shifts, depending on the wind.
oddly, it's at the moment
Mhm.
it's perfectly flat.
Weird. Okay.
You want to go check on what the sound is, don't
Yes, I do. Actually, yes, very much I do. And if we've got a couple hours before we're out of the main shipping lanes, he kind of looks around and then just heads for a cabin to change out of his formals and into his digging around in the guts of a ship gear.
Let me put you all on the decks of the continual reconstruction here for a second.
you? Yep, you have a map.
Hang on.
I mean,
Get the
map
tokens
is, yeah, I was gonna say, right now it's a black square, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there's more to it.
There's a small child throwing things downstairs. It's fine.
Fine, he was being too quiet. At least I know he's alive.
Honestly, that's okay. I thought Shawnee was saying that about her house. It's like that's one of those things that is totally normal with your friends with kids. Really concerning when your friends don't have kids.
Where did this child come from, and why are they in your house?
Oh, I just heard a small child laughing. Hold up.
Hold up.
Sorry, why?
Hey.
Is the
Hang on.
is the
Thank you.
forecastle raised? Is this the front part of the ship higher? Are we like down?
Hang on. Let me.
I
finish
think
the
I
monologue
see
here
steps
before you-
going up. Yeah.
Before
Okay.
you answer question, before you ask questions.
Also, Craig, I am in Holly's house.
Oh, fair. Okay. Slightly less haunted then.
Yes, he didn't just kidnap children.
No, I just assumed, as I always do, that it was ghost children.
Right.
Always do.
Pretty sure the one I'm hearing is my real flesh and blood child.
But you're
All
saying
right,
you're
you
not
should all
certain.
be able to see now,
Could be playing with a ghost child.
unless I've somehow fucked the vision again.
Nope, I can see it.
I can see pretty well.
I can see.
You may want to drag everyone's cameras over there so they know where they're looking, because it's on the far right of the screen.
You did.
Yep.
For some reason, I can't see. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, no.
sorry.
Gent will go investigating and see if he can figure out what's making the mechanic noises.
I am going to put people where they need to be, because Craig is actually down here with Yan. Who's on deck right now? I know you're heading downstairs, but who's actually on deck?
Tanya.
Tanya,
Tanya and Valdeth, at least.
where are you guys at on deck right now? And there are three masts. The map only shows two, but this was the best map that I could get that had the relative.
I'm assuming
size.
there's a center mast as well, basically.
Yeah.
That would be where. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna go to the front. Titanic.
Of course you are.
So
Yes!
this area down here there's an internal there's a forecastle area basically underneath that where the mortars are there, that you can go through to get to that little balcony there, or you can stay up top on the
You
whatever
having
forecastle
the
deck
horrible
is.
Grim Reaper hold you up off the bow? I'm flying, Inspector of Death. I'm flying.
It's incorporeal. I don't think it can lift me.
Oh,
Uh,
let me have my fun.
There's
And
only
Alice,
one way to find
Gus,
out.
and
Yeah.
Sin and be in the rest areas.
Listen, once I finish with the flowers, I'm definitely going up there. Sorry, Valda.
So Gent, you head downstairs.
Yep.
So so Tanya, where you're at right now is actually low.
Oh,
That's
it's lower.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, then I'll stay up there. I want to be high. I want to see the sea.
And as to answer your question, yes, the front of the deck is slightly elevated from the back.
Okay.
So again, you first head into the forecastle, where
Yep.
you find Gigi, sort of just, and this seems to be this seems to be the ammunition storage room.
Ah, yep. Powder mag.
And you see Gigi is actually like sort of going through inventory, and two hands sorting through ammunition, the other two hands holding a clipboard and pen, or
Yep.
clipboard and quill, and just sort of like using, so like lower arms are taking notes, upper arms are shifting through inventory. Which heads you down into the main dining area, which is also where your rest quarters are later in the evening.
Yep.
This is where you find Drummond bothering Deanne, and you can sort of see what I meant by there's only enough room in there for Deanne.
Yep. She's basically on a lazy Susan herself, just doing food shit, right?
Yep.
I
Cool.
definitely crammed myself in there, regardless, though.
Yeah, Felix is
Never mind. It's fine.
up here. Celine is sort of in the middle, counting up things. you head downstairs finally to the lower decks, where there is sort of like the personal armory,
Mhm.
cargo area, Halamarnia's quarters, the latrines, and also that door that you were told you should probably leave alone.
Okay.
Let's look over here.
Oh.
The door you were told you should probably leave alone, which is this sort of the only metal door on the ship,
Mhm.
and is very much like reinforced. And you notice that
Mhm.
actually, now that the ship's going, you notice that there are two little like electric lamps
Uh-huh.
at the corners, as they're basically at the bottom of the stairs to get the stairs lit at either at either end of the wall that that wall is attached to.
Yep.
And you sort of thinking about it, you're like, there are several lamps on the ship. These are the only ones that are actually like full on electric.
Okay. And are they illuminated at the moment?
No,
Okay.
there are windows letting in natural light right now, so.
Mm-hmm. He'll kind of listen at the door.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
You're gonna hear stuff regardless. This is just to
Right.
give you the full idea.
23.
So yeah, you hear the sound of what is unmistakably the sound of some sort of mechanical contrivance going on. You hear the thrum of some sort of power source.
Yeah.
And you also hear the sound of metal on metal and sort of a feminine grunting as it sounds like probably Maria, the engineer, is in there working on something with a wrench.
Hold out a hand to the door. How warm is it?
Fairly warm. It's definitely warmer than the rest of the ship. It's not super hot.
Right.
It's just it's not as cold as you would expect the door to be if if there were no heat source.
Yep. Okay. He'll knock.
1 second. You hear the sound of something straining, and then, and that sort of soft vibrating you've been feeling smooths out.
Okay.
And it complete now you're not feeling any vibrations whatsoever.
Okay.
And there's a few moments later, you hear the sound of locks turning before the door opens, and standing sort of inside, leaning against the doorway, you see this fairly slightly greasy at the moment, long blonde hair tied back into a bun at the moment, pair of like welder's goggles on her forehead, and the specific tan outline of someone who has spent a lot of time with those on in front of various elements that generate heat and light. Sort of blue and brown, fairly ragged or rugged jacket, vest, sort of almost an apron, like a leather apron. Very large wrench in one hand, very large gun on hip.
Cool.
And just and also like with a what looks like a very odd articulated metal staff that has sort of like awkward hooks that look like they might at one point have continued on into a full like man catcher, but don't at this point on both ends of the staff, sort of slung off of her back. Yes, can I help you?
I was just wondering if you might indulge my curiosity a bit. This sort of mechanism's unfamiliar, and I was very curious.
It sort of gives you this look that's like halfway between, oh god, he's a tourist, and halfway between, I wasn't paid for this. So it's like this, like, sure, whatever, come on.
Excellent.
She steps one side. You see the interior here. She closes the door behind her. There is in the middle of the room. There is a large crystalline column, which is what you're sort of seeing there. If I put that on the GM layer, they can't see. I'm just trying to see what I can do to not just have the floating word observer on the screen the entire time. So that I mean, actually, right, I'm not on that page yet, so I'll go over there just so that the audience can see what you're seeing too. So yeah, you're seeing you see this sort of large crystalline pillar sort of in the middle of the room that has bits and shards of it sort of spiking off. It actually goes ceiling to floor here in this what's obviously the engineering room, which you realize is located just underneath where you're sleeping.
Right.
But
Cool.
there are several heavy machinery, sort of like embedded machines, both in the side walls and in the back wall. There's what seems to be some sort of generator sort of in the middle of it, attached to this crystal. The crystal, which is a sort of soft glowing bluish purple pinkish sort of crystal that has a sort of fluctuating between those three hues. And you get this just thrum of sort of like immutable power just like coming off of the crystal and off of the machines in the room.
Can he judge whether it's ether or some other type of energy powering, and or what specific crystal substance this is?
Give me a either an Arcana check or a Tinker's Tools check with intelligence.
That'd be the same either way. I'm going to use inspiration on that.
All right.
21.
21. So you're familiar with crystalline powered technology. Crystals are sort of a source of coalesced ether. It's it's the purest form of ether outside of being channeled into in life and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely, this is an ether powered like engineering. This is Magitech effectively. That seems to be focused on providing an engine to the ship. But there's also like you're sort of like looking around putting this together. What's in front of you makes sense for an engine. The bits of machinery on the left and right don't make sense to you. Give me a what tool proficiencies do you have?
Tinker's Tools, and dice, and water vehicles.
Water vehicles roll intelligence with disadvantage.
Okay, I'll just boop. It didn't take the disadvantage. I will roll that again. There we go.
I'll take the first one.
Oh, either 23 or 14.
23. You're not a navigator, so you're not familiar with navigator's tools all that much. But some of the information on this, like this, the panels that are sort of all on the back wall, don't make sense for like they look like navigator's tools to a degree. Like some of the information they're providing sounds like something you might get off of a navigator's tools, but it doesn't look quite right. The numbers are wrong. The scales don't seem to be like one of the scales doesn't seem to be moving at all, even though the ships are obviously moving. There's like some excess machinery here that you're not certain if it's just because of a poor design or meant for something else.
Yep. He'll ask about that. I see the basic construction here, but it looks like, well, some of these dials and readouts don't seem to quite fit with what one would expect for a propulsion system such as this. And he'll point at the one that's literally not moving.
All right, no,
for instance, what's
go ahead.
For instance, this one would expect at least some sort of fluctuation or alteration in the readings. What are we? May I ask what we're looking at here?
She looks over at that and she goes, "That one's not moving because it's an altimeter."
I see. So this one flies as well.
She just she looks over at some of the excess machinery and looks back at you and shrugs. She doesn't seem very keen on talking about the things in here.
Right. Mm-hmm. Does it dive?
She make an insight check.
Okay. Natural 20, 28.
Nice.
The look on her face that she hastily switches back to a more neutral face tells you it didn't, but it will.
Well, this is quite a magnificent feat of design and engineering. Is it all yours?
At that, she goes from like sort of a slightly bored look to a little bit more of a smug look on her face. Yeah, all mine. High Wind
Wow.
original.
Congratulations. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Well, far be it for me to interfere with someone else's workspace. I do appreciate you letting me sate my curiosity a bit.
Sure. Which you gather, by the way she said it, that would mean that her full name would be Maria Highwind.
Highwind, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Well, had I any doubts originally that we were in good hands, those are entirely gone now.
She nods, and this time there's definitely a smile.
Right. Yep. Well, thank you. And he'll just head right out.
You get 2 steps out, and then from behind you, yeah, it flies.
He'll just turn around, give her a little bit of a 2-finger salute with a grin.
The door closes.
Yep. Excellent. And he'll go back up on deck.
All right. So, what's everyone else been doing while Gint's been exploring the guts?
Valdis, you should try this.
Val is sort of leaning over the railing on one side, just watching Titania, just sort of standing at the full extension, arms out. she's very clearly amused by it.
Yeah, Tanya, as the ship picks up speed, yeah, your clothing begins to whip way more as you are. There wasn't a strong wind before, but the ship is continuing to go, and because there wasn't really a strong wind in the direction, you're definitely getting all of that, just like passive, like generated wind from the fact that you're moving.
I think it's got some sort of engine, like the one in Taram. I mean, I like that it's slower. You can enjoy it.
I mean, I sort of expect that, all things considered, because we did get a tour of the ship and saw the engine room. Well, we're told not to go into the engine room.
Yeah.
I give it 5 minutes before Gent's doing it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Realize Gent's not here.
I told him to go.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna keep being curious about it otherwise.
Behind you, there's a pair of crabs that are currently just sort of inspecting and maintaining the mortars.
While they're standing here, Valdez will sort of take a look over the gunnery and see how it looks, like, crafting wise.
Sure, go ahead and give me a
Tools.
what was that?
Intelligence. Smith's Tools intelligence.
It wouldn't be Smith's Tools. I mean, I guess the question is, what is it that you're looking for? You're looking for quality of the materials or quality of the build?
Quality of construction.
The quality of the build. So then it would be a Tinker's Tools check.
Yeah.
So flat intelligence in this case.
Big guns always feel like Smith's Tools to me, but fair enough. I don't have.
There's a reason why they're Tinker's Tools, which you'll find out in a second.
I don't have Tinker's Tools, so that'd just be an intelligence check for me.
Yep, just flat intelligence.
Int 14, not bad.
So as opposed to what you would expect from a mortar, particularly like a dwarven crafted mortar, this isn't actually a very large device. You notice that there's a lot of what seems to be like automation in the construction of it. There's a lot of gear work and like additional clockwork that wouldn't be present in any other mortar that you've ever seen. Which is why it's more of a tinker's tools. The barrel is much narrower than a traditional pot mortar, and it seems almost more like a. It seems more akin in your mind to a cannon than a mortar, to a certain degree, where it's much more narrow but not as long.
Mm-hmm. And do the cannons that are down the side, like further down the deck, look similar, or are they more?
Those
like
look more like
big,
traditional cannons.
Yeah,
those look more like traditional cannons, but they do have that similar like automation attached to them.
Mm.
You don't notice that the cannons along the ship that the chapters are sort of dealing with at the moment are like have like a large each of them has like a large box, sort of like attached to one side, where normally you'd have a person standing. So.
Mm. Interesting craftsmanship. Combination of traditional gunnery and advanced engineering. I'll take a look at those later.
Yeah.
Ithram?
Ithram is put a charge of magic missile into it, so now it's got 3 shots of magic missile ready to go. And after that, he is, since it's a new spell and he hasn't used it before, he's dialing in the range he's practicing with Shakar, who is still a snake. He's using vortex warp and just like bamfing him from one side of the ship to the other and all around and up in the masts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just practicing.
How far into the map? Like, do you try to put it up like in the crow's nest, or just like amongst the rigging?
It has a range of 30 feet, so where
amongst the
if
rigging.
he can,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you this is just this little snake very perplexingly going around the ship.
pop on a couple people's shoulders every once in a while.
Felix is taken to watching it. Every time the snake, it's weird because every time this, like, rather than following the snake, Felix is following where the snake's going to be. Is like, well, look, and then you send Felix, and then you send the snake to a spot, and like Felix is already looking at that spot, and then he'll turn his head, and then you'll poof it, and like they'll already be there. It's just like, yep, gonna be there, gonna be there, gonna be there, and it's like sort of like just preempting every one of your teleports. It doesn't seem to matter what you do. Like even once you catch on to this and you start trying, you know, like even if you like think that he's reading your mind and like do like a think this way, throw that way kind of thing, he still gets it right every time. A little unnerving.
Right. Yeah.
Gent, you get back up to the deck.
Wander up looking for Valdeth and Titania.
How was it?
Fascinating, actually. Miss Highwind, their engineer, has done some very interesting modifications. The ship can fly, and she seems to be in the process or on the verge of letting it submerge as well. Like on purpose.
Cool.
Which, if that is an option, might give us a bit of an edge in getting to wherever the sunken temple is.
Potentially.
So yes,
Although
all in all,
experimental technology typically requires an amount of testing, and maybe
well,
not directly in the most dangerous environments.
It's, I would presume I haven't done much vehicle modification myself, but if you're testing something that goes underwater, water is water is water, as far as the ocean's concerned.
Tell that to the wave breakers.
What I mean is 10 feet down, far away from shore, versus 10 feet down, 100 yards from shore, it's still just 10 feet down. Large.
Except in the case of catastrophic failure, you're 10 feet down a few yards from shore, which means you can get the feck out.
Eh. Points at Ithram.
You get the snake.
Ah!
A snake appears on your shoulders, Ken. You're startled. You're also startled by the fact that there's a cat hovering near you, watching.
Afternoon, sir.
No, this is Felix. I'm gonna pat him again. It's cute.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Felix again with the ethereal.
The thing. You notice that Felix is on the material plane, so you don't see you see the sort of like weird ghostiness aspect of it. But again, there are no ethereal creatures anywhere nearby.
Ithram, is this thing an apex predator?
On this plane,
Definitely, he's so ferocious. Look at it. Look at him. It's adorable.
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. It's just usually there's at least something in the ethereal, but not with Felix around, apparently.
Oh, and he pulls out a notebook and starts writing down.
Hey.
Vespia's been watching this cat. She was trying to get an idea on Felix's intentions towards Ithram, like if they're hostile or not.
Make me an insight check.
What are your intentions
muted,
with my
Craig.
hobgoblin?
What'd you say, Greg?
You're
You
muted.
did, so probably nothing.
No, I said the same thing. I said one
20.
towards my boyfriend.
Yeah.
20. Felix, as far as you can tell, and it's hard to read a cat, particularly a odd, floaty, psychic magic cat. As far as you can tell, Felix seems intrigued or interested about Ithram. Like, you've no idea what intentions there might be. Just like in real life, if you were to look at a cat, you've got no idea what its intentions are until it's at the glass. But it doesn't seem hostile.
Okay. Is it more of like an intrigue, like find some amusing sort of thing, or intrigued, I'm going to murder him in his sleep sort of thing?
Can you tell that difference with a cat?
It's almost the
Sometimes.
same.
I was going to
It
say,
depends.
the difference between those two things with a cat?
They're not even sure up until the point.
Yeah. In this particular case, it's not. All you're really you can't really get anything more detailed.
Mhm.
Like, even for a cat, this cat is enigmatic. Like, this is the kind of cat that other cats look at and go, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on there?" Like, that. Yeah, just he seems interested in Ithram in a at least at the moment, non-aggressive, non-hostile manner.
I'm always convinced that cats are always trying to kill us and they just forget how big we are.
That would explain the fuzzy bear trap.
They pounce and they're like, ha, I was just playing. Fuck, I forgot he was so big.
Adorable
Yeah.
apex predator.
At the moment, seems interested in predicting where the snake's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no,
Can't wait until we get like a insight breakdown on this cat, and it turns out it's got like an int score of 24 or something.
And I'll also get as you're sort of like dealing with the snake and having asked the question about the apex predator, after everyone else gives their responses, Felix turns and looks at you dead in the eye. All three of the eyes.
Right.
And in the back of your head, you hear, "Yes, I am."
Kent will just think back to him. Duly noted.
Because psycats can't speak with their mouth, but they can speak telepathically.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
At the moment, just choosing to only purr in Ithram's head. All right. So, the continual reconstruction continues on its way. By about... Oops, wrong one. By about... 3 or 4 hours pass before Lavinda sort of straps a bit of leather to the wheel and ties it tight to the rail just beyond it, locking the wheel in place, and just reaching over and sort of like saying something to the navigator, Zermia, who is just sort of floating off to one side of the helm the entire time, before she turns and starts heading towards the stairs, then looks up towards the crow's nest, and she goes, "Paula, keep an eye out!" and heads down, first onto the deck, and then turns immediately and heads into her quarters, which is basically just underneath where the helm is. So it would seem that now is a time where the ship's going to be fairly slow and steady on a single course for a bit.
Right? I'm gonna go ask.
If Gent sees Titania headed that direction, he'll run down and get rechanged again.
Shit, gotta get ready. All right, Titania, you head to the captain's cabin.
Knock, knock.
And Tedder.
Go on in.
You head into the captain's cabin, where Lavinda's sort of sitting at a desk, just off to one side of the door. She you see there's a window that actually looks out onto the main area, so she'll be able to see or anything that happens. And she's sort of writing something in a journal. Yes, Titania.
Is now a good time for a ceremony?
Wait for a second. Blue time is any, if you're ready.
Yep.
All right,
It's just getting dressed, but shortly.
4 or aft.
4.
All right. Head on. Get you and your lovelies. Just go to the forecastle. Past Gigi through the door, the far side. Get you onto the little balcony there at the bottom. All three of you should be able to squeeze in there. That's where.
Perfect.
Do the ceremony there, right in the sight of Volkir.
Thanks again.
No worries. Do you have any particular ceremonial flexing that you'd like done?
Well, I followed Dagoth, but that's not really something.
Dagoth's more of a divorce guy.
Yeah.
The whole till death do us part means he's also got a family law branch for, actually.
Argon's the marriage one.
Yeah, but Argon also a bit. Yeah. I think we might have stuff to say to each other during it, but that'd be the only thing.
All right.
Nothing particular.
Got an idea out there for her. Sure.
Okay.
All right, go get your lovelies. I'll be along in a minute.
She heads out
All right.
this way. Oh no, I'm stuck now.
It's all right.
Just move me. I've made mistakes.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but look who you're
Wow.
marrying.
Wow.
So the three of you gather on the prow area.
And she'll let everyone else know what the plan is.
Yeah, so that they can all get on
Yeah.
the area above and look down and throw popcorn at us and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And so everyone can move up here as they like. Boom, boom. Lavinda heads over here. Lavinda goes down below decks and then comes back up with Halamarnia at a certain point. You're just sort of basically the two of them stand. The two of them sort of get through the onlookers, those of you that are watching, and get to the edge of the get to the forward rail just above the prow balcony. As Halamarnia just sort of like leans against the rail, letting Lavinda take the lead. All right, well, marriage at sea. Let's begin, shall we? And that's where we're going to take our break. So if you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Also remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. Grab a drink, and we'll be back for the ceremony.
Yay!
We're back. A dinosaur story. So, as you all gather, Scuzz is standing off to one side
Marriage.
like a bundle of flowers, holding it
Thanks,
up.
Ollie.
Not quite sure what to do with it, but it's just flailing it around.
I tried to explain.
Yeah. Didn't seem like it sunk in.
That's fair.
I don't know what I expected.
The the trio are gathered on the prow balcony just below, where the rest of you are standing, so you all can see them. And it's fairly tight quarters, so you have to stand fairly close together.
Oh no, how terrible.
Yeah, right. And Lavinda sort of like walks up to the rail, puts her hands on it. We're gathered here aboard the continual reconstruction in the eyes of Valkia and all the other gods, with Aragon, Mother of Harvests, to bind these three souls, Valdeth, Ghent, and Titania, in bonds of everlasting companionship and affection. A day of celebration and reverence. We come together to recognize these three, the trials and tribulations that they've set behind them, and the adventures that they've set afore them, and the knowledge that there are no others they would rather have by their side more than the two that stand by each. I'm not going to waste your time espousing what the gods think of marriage or what they think of you three. That's for your own mental well-being to consider. But I will say, you're a fine-looking trio. And considering how much Mita is crying over there, you must be something.
Job. No, you're doing a great job, Levin. Oh, I'm so proud.
You must be something special. Titania, have you anything you'd like to say to your spouses?
Both. Dearly. Whatever changes we go through, whatever the seasons bring.
Ghent, have you anything to say?
Before I met you both, I was very lost. Time I've spent with you at my side has given me focus, direction, purpose, and the love that grew out of that initial friendship sustains me every day. No matter what happens, no matter where my feet and my path lead me, your names will always be the first two in my mind. I love you both. And you will always, no matter what, be able to call on me for support, for care, for love, for provision, for protection, or even just to listen. For the rest of time.
Valdeth, have you anything to say? Shut up, father.
I'm sorry. I feel so beautiful.
Aside from everything the two of you just took away from me to say, she pulls the chain out from under her clothing as she pulls the three rings on the chain and like slips them out from the chain. As much as My strength has let me keep our friends and us as a family safe. The two of you are more my strength than even what I can bring to the battlefield. You've given me the courage to be myself in the face of everything standing against us. You've given me the strength to throw caution to the wind and do whatever needed to be done or whatever we felt should be done. And you've given me the honor of being one of the luckiest dwarves on the face of Gran Terra. And she will very carefully apply, put each of their individual rings on each of their hands, starting with Titania with the, very much the ornate ironwood ring that's carved and shaped into the various different vines and leaf patterns. And then Ghent with the polished cobalt ring with intricate gearwork and craftsmanship designs upon it, and then her own adamantite ring shaped in sort of a widening shape at the top with the icon of a shield sort of symbol with the gem of the God, what is it? There's a specific gem that changes colors very easily.
Opal?
Yeah,
that was gonna be my guess.
Yeah, this sort of opal placed in the center of the shield pattern.
Gent's gonna reach out a hand, and if Valdeth looks like she's about to put the ring on her own finger by herself, grab it and put it on for her.
Mm-hmm.
The ceremony is sealed. As you've put the rings on, the ceremony is sealed with a ring. The symbol of everlasting love. You wear it from now on. Portal between your hearts. And as this is a Valkyrie vessel with a little bit of seawater, and on that note, there is just a splash of water across all three of you as Halamarnia has just sort of waved a hand, and there is it's the wake of water that you would expect after a large fish leaps, but without the fish. It just up from the ocean, and splashes across the three of you, forming a very temporary little rainbow. As the spray sort of lights through the air. And as she does this, as that water hits, you all feel this warmth that sort of coalesces around your rings. As Halamarnia finishes casting the ceremony spell, you for the next 7 days, each of you gains a +2 bonus to AC while you're within 30 feet of each other. Additionally, this is forever. So long as you are wearing the rings, you each know where the other is, precisely within a mile.
Cool.
So long as you're wearing the ring, actually. So.
Cool. All right, guys, we've got 7 days to become gods and kick the shit out of Titania's great.
There
great
is.
uncle.
Yeah.
Let's min-max this wedding.
There's a smattering of applause. There's a bouquet that's being thrown at you. By Scuzz.
You get the snake.
The snake is now on one of you.
I think
Felix is hovering.
Scuzz throws the bouquet at the three of them, and Valdeth, in a very swift motion, very much like drawing a sword, just sort of catches it, brings it down to where she would draw a sword, throws it up, and it just sort of flies up to the upper balcony where everyone else is standing.
There is a shower.
It's your moment, Vespia.
I was about to say, Vespia goes for that thing.
And
There's a shower of grain instead of rice.
as this celebration begins, there's a rumble
It's fine.
as the wind stills and the ship stops moving and echoing throughout the area. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear. So let's sing a song of matrimony for my dear niece, Titania. And all of you feel your vision sort of like drawn out beyond the prow of the ship. Standing just above the water, a few dozen feet out away from the ship, is what looks to be a 12-foot tall, six-winged figure. Sort of platinum blonde hair, swept back, where previously there was sort of a purplish blue skin tone, now black, edged in gold, with red eyes. Wearing the royal finery of the Valkorian Emperor. Even with the changes, the unmistakable figure and menacing aura of Ternellian Valkorian.
Wasn't the Valkorian Emperor a suit of armor?
Yes, but like the noble family had like royal
Okay.
clothes. It wasn't the emperor was a large suit of armor, but there were other people that had clothes. Standing, hands clasped, and almost a form of almost like a pose of prayer. No visible like mouth at the moment. You're not certain where the voice was necessarily coming from, except for all around. And now, Titania, I give you my most cherished wedding gift. He claps his hands. And he's gone. You're still on the ship. Lavinda, looking like around the prow. Who the fuck was that stunned in the water?
Valdeth puts her hand out, and there's a flash as the star metal gun blade appears in her hand.
You know how it is, dear. Unwanted relatives at the wedding.
That was my uncle, the Emperor of Charam.
Let's not grace
You
him
can
with a
see-
title he doesn't deserve.
You can see Lavinda like sort of like running through her brain with what that means, knowing what she knows about what's happening on the other side. Your uncle's a fucking demon king.
Yeah. Do I feel any different? What just
No.
happened? Okay.
You all hear though.
I was gonna say Gent has got every sense searching the area as best he can. Yeah.
Something heavy is whipping through the air. And from the crow's nest, you hear Paula, "Big fucking dragon incoming!" And you all look. And coming basically from, I don't know which side's the left, that side,
Port side.
port side, you watch as breaking out of the water is this massive entity. Up here.
To put that extra AC to use.
What's a wedding without a murder? I'm sorry, a fight.
Was there anything arcane to the clap, or was that more like a signal?
Make a religion or arcana check.
Yeah, cool.
Just
A
real
Volcani
quick,
wedding without at least 3 murders is considered a dull affair.
when Ternalian showed up, did he have any new markings or anything like that on him?
I
that
mean,
might
the skin
help?
tone change and the golden
Well,
lining
yeah.
is certainly different.
I got
Yeah.
a 2. Drummond
Anything-
says, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Drummond says, don't worry, it won't be the first time somebody got the clap at a wedding, although this might be the first time it's caused a dragon.
That's great. Anyways, you watch as the sort of like purplish silhouette of a dragon erupts from the water. This massive figure that almost seems to melt as that purple visage peels away to reveal a skeletal form. Bones seemingly made of obsidian. This massive undead creature trailing purple smoke. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
Hey, do you think this could be? No.
Could this be what?
Okay.
Hey,
No, not the Fiend Hunter. This is just terrible. That's what it is. Okay, and X.
This is just terrible. That's
Ent
what it
is back on his bullshit again.
what's his full name again?
Who?
Ternalian Valkorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ternalian Valkorian.
Tenalian walks in with the mischievous grin. Dragon! At Dex tiebreaker. Okay, I thought I had that on. Sorry.
You're fine. I still haven't pulled out the token yet. It's not this close yet. But here it is.
No, he looks kind of derpy.
It's because missing the lower jaw.
Right? Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like- if he wasn't massive and going to murder us all, I'd say we should try and get him for a pet.
Oh, he rolled really poor.
Oh, little buddy.
Good.
Really poor.
Don't make us like this guy.
I don't
He's
think
just
we're
trying
like
his
that.
best.
I'll have.
Maybe he actually is a present and he's here to give us all, pony rides.
I'll have Lavinda roll.
Oh, my
for-
pony's jaw fell off.
Hate it when that happens.
No worries, lad. Happens all the time. Here's some rubber bands.
Glue that in place.
All right, so Lavinda, the crew is going to go on Lavinda's initiative.
Okay.
All right, so the dragon is the ancient soul dragon is off that way. So Ithram,
How far away is this spooky dragon?
based on where you're sort of looking right now, looks like it is about 160 feet off.
160.
from the edge of the ship, from that left-hand side of the ship.
Okay. All right. I'm going to step over to this edge right about here. Hold the staff out and expend. I'm gonna hold my action to as soon as it's within range. I'm going to use. I'll use 4 charges to cast Scorching Ray at it as soon as it's within 120 feet. So.
Wait.
You stand over at the edge. You ready the staff, and as you do, the sort of the eternal fire that sort of engulfed the tip of it just begins to whip itself up as several small little orbs of fire begin preparing. That makes it Valdeth.
Well, I will take my bonus action to focus and gain a charge of Sen. And then can I leap and climb back up onto the main deck so I'm not in a confined space with my two no longer fiancés, my 2 spouses?
You can do that, or you can duck into the actual
into the lower deck.
Yep.
Into the forecastle.
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 puts me all the way back out here. And then I will take an action to dodge, since it's too far away right now for me to do anything else.
All right. Over there too. So, roll 20 here. There we go. All right. So, Grummond, your turn.
I will use my bonus action to activate my Eldritch Claw. And I will. How far away is it at this point?
About 160 feet.
I will. I've never used it before. I'll take a crossbow attack on it at disadvantage.
All right.
That ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, 13 misses.
And then I will run up the. I will run 55 feet up the mast.
All right. I have no idea how tall the average mast of a galleon is. I'm sure Jack and/or Mara can tell me.
It could be like 110, 120 feet for a main mast at the very top.
This is the. This would be the forward mast, whatever that was called.
I was probably a little shorter, maybe 80 or something. You think?
I don't think I'd be at the top, but I'd be
somewhere among the rigging.
Yeah.
On a spar somewhere.
All right. Lavenda immediately begins belting orders throughout the ship. Basically, it sounds like she's ordering most of the crew to prepare to repair, because she's confident that a dragon of that size coming that low for the water is going to be attacking the ship. And she's herself sort of indicating to Saga to get his chapters firing the guns, and Hanamarnia to be preparing for any sort of healing action as she heads. She sort of double times it towards the helm. 30 feet. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. dash. 35, 40. So she can get basically right to the top of the stairs on the other side. She's just a breadth away from the helm at the moment. All right. Vespia.
How far away? I'm trying to find the dragon. Where's the dragon?
160 feet away.
Okay.
You
Is
can-
it on?
It's
Not
far
on
enough away
three.
that it's not going to show up on the map.
Okay. Okay, that threw me off. Okay. I can't.
It is somewhere off to the port side, so left.
Okay. She's gonna hold an action until it gets in range at this point.
What's the action you're holding?
She's going to use the spell Ice Javelin on it.
What's the range on that?
120.
Okay, so basically when it moves, you're gonna.
Mhm.
Got it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, it's the dragon's turn. It reaches the rest of the way out of the water, and with a beat of the skeletal wings, that purple smog that engulfs it spreads like a wingspan as it rushes with unrealistic speed, even for those of you that have seen a flying dragon before or experienced a flying dragon before, towards the ship, very quickly passing beyond the range at which your ice javelin will go off. So go ahead and make the attack.
Yay. Okay.
Scorching ray is 120 feet as well.
Yep, scorching rays. Go ahead.
What?
Oh wait, because I have
What's even
5.
Huh?
What?
Did you ask something? Sorry.
What season is it, Titania?
Spring. She's been spring since we've been back, which is unusual because
Yeah.
she had been kind of changing.
Does a
fairly
19 hit?
rapidly.
A
spring.
19 does hit.
Yes. Okay. All right, and I'm casting it at 3rd level. So once I see how much. Okay, so that'll be $31 damage.
What type of damage?
It's cold damage.
So as this ice javelin rockets, it breaks across the face of this creature that doesn't seem to have actually done any damage. It is immune to cold damage
Good to know.
as it just sort of bursts through the icicle.
1, 19,
19 hits,
23,
23 hits,
20,
20 hits,
20,
20 hits,
22.
22 hits.
Nice, all 5.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, so 15, 21 points of fire damage. As the motes rocket off.
The sort of like almost in like a laser barrage.
No, that's a lot more than 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got 14, 19, plus another 14. You got 33 points of fire damage there, I
33.
think.
I know how to math.
It's all good.
The fire sort of barrels in. This one's fire does seem to do a bit more damage than the ice did, as it sort of barrages into its form on its way towards the lot of you.
I missed that first 7 because it just broke up the other 4.
Yeah.
But it rockets over, clearing that entire distance and slamming into the prow, latching itself onto the actual forward prow of the ship and using it as a perch almost, as it hangs underneath it, turning its skeletal form. Those of you that are close by,
Yeah. Get there.
Fine, close by.
I need Titania and Gent to make dexterity saving throws.
A saving throw is my favorite.
Natural 20, 29.
16.
All right, a 29 means you take half damage. A 16 means you take the full damage.
Ow.
Okay.
So, Titania, you take 25 points of necrotic damage. Gent, you take half that.
And this is just from sort of the fug around it.
Yeah, this is from that purple fog as it passes over Titania and Gent. You feel it sapping at your life force. And as it hangs off the mast here, you watch it rear back, and the fog forms a lower jaw that opens. And this black mist just pours out as it uses its Reaper's Breath.
Oh boy.
So
If that's
120 foot line that's 10 feet wide. So starting here.
How does it handle verticality? Because there's a height difference.
It would hit everything. The height difference isn't enough to avoid it. If you're not inside the ship right now.
It's got a long neck.
I don't have necrotic resistance right now. Damn it. Okay.
Alright, so that's going to go the length of the ship. And... yeah, so it'll hit everyone in that, basically in that 3-line area. So it's going to hit everyone except Pala, who's who is much higher, being in the crow's nest. Grummond, who is high enough on the rigging.
Is it 10 foot wide or 10 feet in radius? Because if it's 10 feet wide, it'll only be 2 squares across.
Yeah, but it's not filling like a whole square. It's going like sort of halfway through one square. And so it's like the width isn't in line with the grid.
Mm.
Felix reactively disappears.
Smart cat.
And you can see that Felix is now on the ethereal plane.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Felix went, I see. Alright, so I need everyone except for Grummond, Pala, and Lavinda, and Ithram to make dexterity saving throws.
Now is the time to point out one of those things about the dodge action that literally everyone forgets, is that it also gives you advantage on dex saves.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
19.
25.
A 19
24.
is a failure.
Damn it.
Save face. Oh wait. No.
Why
The
aren't all of you
ceremony-
playing hobgoblins? What is
Does-
wrong with you?
The
Ceremony
help
only
with-
ups ACs, not saving throws,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh, bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the chapter is only rolled a 7. And Halamarnia. Halamarnia is a big like crystalline stone lady. Not very good at dex saves. No, she rolled an 8. All right. So, 25 succeeds, 23 succeeds, 24 succeeds, 19 fails. Yeah, we do get one. So, Titania's the only one that takes full damage. So, Titania, you take 80 points of cold damage.
I'm
Everyone
unconscious.
else takes 40.
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Halamarnia also takes 80 points of cold damage. He's not unconscious.
The rest of us
there's
take how much, John?
40.
Okay.
Oh,
Cold
that
damage,
takes
for what
none.
it's worth.
Just switch it off from cold resistance because we're like, we're not in the frozen north anymore. We'll be fine.
What did you
Shit.
switch it to?
The broom of flying because it's fun.
Fair.
So yeah, this skeletal dragon lands on the prow of the ship. Its necrotic shroud affecting Gent and Titania, and then just strafes the ship with this black flame that sucks the heat out of you, leaving this cold, scar, frozen line of frost across the ship and masts. You can actually again, you can see where you're at. That the part of the prow, like part of the forward prow, has cracked underneath its weight, and there's water going into the lower decks.
All right.
Titania,
Yeah.
death saving throw.
That's a failure.
All right, very close to a natural one. All right, Gent.
Gent is going to grab Titania and run her inside as far as he can go.
All right, so give me a athletics check, because Titania is currently unconscious and quite frosty.
15.
15's enough to get her up. As you
Yep.
move away with a reaction, the dragon is going to make an attack. It's going to swipe at you with its tail.
Okay.
The 25 hit.
Yes.
Take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as the skeletal tail. There's a whip crack sound as it strikes you in the back, propelling you a little bit further away.
Worth it. 2, 3. So yeah, we are inside and 30 feet back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Reminder
6.
that Halamarnia is a priest.
Okay, and where is she?
She
Do I
is
see?
up next to Vespia right now.
Okay. Yeah, he'll just.
Secondary reminder that we were all given a variety of potions recently.
Yep. Oh yes, he does have a healing potion, but that would take another action, right?
Yeah, action defeat someone else.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll just yell out, "Priest!"
Ithram.
Oh, again. Okay.
It was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Most of that round was people going, "I wait," and then, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh yeah, all the 4 chapters that are here by guns are all dead.
Yeah. Let's see. I need something I can concentrate on. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to look at this giant fucking dragon thing, and I'm gonna attempt to reduce it in size.
Okay.
So yeah, let me throw that into. Needs to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 19.
Rolled a 34.
Okay. All right. That's fair. And
To be fair, it has a 27 in its con.
yeah. I'm just gonna sidle over to actually. Shit.
Yeah, Ternalian's been watching you guys, and you all got into a very small boat relative to the size of the dragon.
I am going to step up over to this side and clear up the path up the stairs. But that is me.
All right. It. Valdeth.
Yep. As Valdeth will give the thing something to pay attention to, as she gives 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm assuming the height of it puts it in melee range of me.
Yeah.
So
If you're standing at the front of the anywhere basically in the prow area, you can hit it with melee, as long as you can reach within a square of its base.
I will bonus action to focus and double my send +1. And then I will attack it with the Star Metal Gunblade. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
We're going to pull the trigger on a Radiant Shell, and we're also going to use a Blood Fury charge to find out what this thing's resistances to Radiant and Necrotic are like.
All right.
So we're going to Blood Fury. And then an extra D10. So yeah. 8 Radiant, 14 Slashing, 15 Necrotic.
It takes none of the necrotic damage.
Okay.
It is immune to necrotic damage. It does take the radiant damage and the slashing damage.
So 22 damage total. And then second attack. I'm not going to bother spending a Blood Fury charge on this. $25.
Excellent.
For 16 slashing and 2 radiant.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Grummond.
You are muted, sir.
So from 55 feet up, I know Grummond's strength is a 12. So I know from a standing start, his long jump distance to a level surface would be 6 feet, and this guy's 15 feet away from me. With the extra 55 feet to fall, could I jump from where I am and get onto the dragon?
The dragon is not in a position where you could really get onto it. It's sort of it's hanging underneath the prow. Like it's using that. I think that's the right term. The part that's
The figurehead.
Not the figurehead is the figurehead both
the
pole
bowsprit
and
is
thing?
the pointy bit.
The
bowsprit
bowsprit is the
Yeah, he's hanging underneath the bowsprit, like like a
kid on a playground.
Okay.
or like a sloth on a branch.
Yeah.
And sort of like attacking around the
an
bowsprit.
evil sloth.
Evil skeleton sloth with wings.
Evil giant skeleton sloth.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, that being the case, then I could just jump off, get 5 feet, maybe 10 physics and so on, and just fall, and then still run forward and then jump off the prow and grab onto it that way, right?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I would like, I don't know if you want me to make a grapple check. I would like to use if you're using them in your game, Sen, I'd like to use the alt rules for like a little guy on a big guy where you can basically just get on it and move around on it, Shadow of the Colossus style.
Yeah, mostly rather than grapple checks, you're making athletics checks to hold on.
Okay.
That is a
Because
grapple check.
You can't actually grapple. It's too big.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gargantuan.
So is that, and I do not remember exactly how this rule works, so I apologize. Does that mean it takes my entire attack, or it takes one of my 2 attacks?
The athletics to hang on is just reflexive.
Okay.
So it doesn't take any of your attacks. It's just whether or not you are able to attack at the moment, effectively.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do.
first. So slow fall only works when you're next to a thing you're falling from, right?
No, slow fall works
no.
on any falling damage you take.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it any falling damage regardless of where you're at?
Yeah.
There's an
Yep.
edition of D&D where it only works if you're next to a wall, and I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah. No.
Um,
It's just you use your reaction when you
Cool,
fall
alright.
to reduce any falling damage you take by 90 for me currently. So I would not. I
So
don't
yeah, you're
think
not going to take
taking-
any falling damage at all. No, yeah.
Yeah.
you're good.
So
you push off. you
Grumman just jumps off, and it looks like he's coming down to do like the superhero landing, but he overcompensates and just like flips and lands flat on his back. Gets up and goes, "Oh, I'm gonna feel that one in the morning." Gets up, rolls his neck, and then runs and jumps off the prow onto the dragon.
All right, go ahead and give me a athletics check or an acrobatics check to make the initial connection.
I would very much like to give you an acrobatics check, please.
All right.
14.
That 14's enough. Yeah, you grab
Okay, cool.
you grab onto sort of the spiny tail and just like, yeah, and as the tail starts whipping back and forth as you're on it, give me an athletics check to hold on.
Okay. 15.
15's enough. It
All right,
starts whipping you back and forth, but you manage to cling to the tail, so now you can make your attacks.
Cool. No glowing weak spots on it, right?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm just gonna slowly start climbing up the tail and just like punching it as I go.
Go.
Attack its
So-
weak spot for massive damage. What weak spot? It's made of bones.
It's made of obsidian bone.
Hit it in the joints.
Exactly. Okay, so
I bet you got osteoporosis.
that is an 18 to hit.
An 18 misses.
Okay. And got a natural 1.
Also
Those are
misses.
always fun.
Coming out strong.
Come on,
Um,
Grumman.
Tried to bite it, chipped a tooth.
It's spending a key point. 24.
That hits.
Thank Christ. I'm sad we didn't get to eat the food because I was making more behir meat. So that is 13 points of damage. Plus
bludgeoning?
what's that?
Bludgeoning.
Magic bludgeoning.
Yeah. Monk
Um
punch overcomes damage resistance.
that's right. Plus I accidentally rolled it twice. Plus 3 points of force damage from the tattoo. And probably a waste of a key point, but I'd like to try to stun it.
What's the roll?
It's a con check.
That's like a ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's the
He
what's
may
the,
not even be
Also,
able-
most undead are immune to stunning, but
what's the DC? Or what's the the DC?
I think it's an 18, but let me double check. If that's relevant. I mean, it probably is higher than 18. Yeah, it's 18.
So it rolled a natural 1,
Hey!
Ah!
which would have failed, and it's not immune to being stunned. It is going to, however, use one of his legendary resistances to succeed
Hell
this time.
yeah. I will fucking take that. Let's burn
Yep.
those things.
burn those away. Yep.
Mhm.
Knock
All
off
right,
that interrupt armor.
and my last punch. God damn it, another 18. I rolled a 4, a 1, and a 4
Well, then-
out of those rolls. Jesus Christ.
What's the 31 for then?
That was the one that just hit.
Punch.
Yeah, so
I thought
rolled
that was the
damage for
24.
Yeah, because you rolled an
Oh.
8. Yeah, you rolled an 18, a 15, a 24, which did 13 damage, and then you rolled a 31.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was not aware of that. I will take that. So
Inflicted too many
that's
times.
9 more points of magical bludgeoning, and 4 points of force damage. And what the fuck? I'll try to stun him again. As Grumman is coming up and just like trying to punch joints as he just crawls up this thing.
This time it rolled a 20.
All right, fair.
All right. Anything else in your turn?
No, I think that is more than enough. Thank you.
Lavinda, from the far end, looks back and sees the frost breath that sort of engulfed her ship. Heads over to the helm, and as she does, she's yelling, Marty, what the fuck is this thing? Who makes a roll. She just calls back. It's a soul herald. One of Dagoth's servants.
What?
And she's going to make a command. Saga is going to shift over to one of the automated cannons and proceeds to rip it out of its housing and levels it at the dragon.
What the hell does that mean?
Which
Means-
part?
The Soul Herald, servant of Dagoth
that
thing.
whole.
It means that Ternalian is an
Ternalian's
asshole.
got some fucking religion muscle, is what.
Or that we selected the wrong option on our RSVPs. Dang it, I thought I selected chicken, not
I was
bear.
gonna say, did you go chicken, beef, or Soul Herald?
It means Ternalian is an asshole who can either dominate or manipulate servants of other gods.
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Valid.
All right. So.
And he picked a servant of Dagoth just to spite you because you're a worshiper of Dagoth.
Maybe he just doesn't like Dagoth.
I think he's just fucking petty.
All right.
All right. So this is arcane artillery firing explosive rounds. Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's also gonna happen. So yeah, Saga, like you watch Saga like hefts up this cannon and holding it kind of like it's a Gatling gun and just aim. Let's see.
Ithram is no longer there, just missed.
With a 23, you
There
watch
you
as
go,
the
girl.
cannonball just shoots between Vespia and Ithram. Like sniper shot style, just straight through, not veering at all. Slams in this thing's face and explodes. Taking 25 points of damage, some of which is fire, and some of which is bludgeoning.
Hell yeah.
And then, so you had all seen that the figurehead on the figurehead on the ship was this sort of almost clockwork looking representation of Valkyr.
Mhm.
Back at the helm, Lavinda reaches over, flips up a box next to the helm, and smashes a big red button. At which point, Grumman, you get a perfect view of the figurehead's eyes opening as gearwork begins to spin around inside it. As it lets go of the ship with one hand, looks up at the dragon that's right in punching range, and just levels a fist. As
Oh, that's new.
Break some ribs.
the Guardian figurehead.
I feel like the primary purpose of the Guardian of that kind of figurehead is to like do even more damage when you ram an enemy ship.
I mean, turns out it also is good when there's a dragon attached to your thing.
That's
Who
defi-
hasn't woken up with a dragon attached to their thing every
I was gonna
once in
say
a while?
that's definitely a euphemism.
Ah, 'tis an iron golem.
I'm waiting for you. It popped in for you before it popped in for me. There it is. Yes, 'tis an iron golem.
As Ithrim gets ever more jealous.
Yep, everybody's got one except for me.
Right? Just rub it in. Just keep rubbing it in.
No, I have golems now.
Yep.
And
Just
here's
not
where I
pregnant
put my
ones.
golem.
And however, it does not land a solid hit as the
Yeah.
as an 18. It just glances into a hit bone. The rest of you can sort of see the figurehead has come to life and is punching the dragon.
Is that priest headed over here like I yelled for?
Oh, yeah. Calamari
Yeah,
is
they're not
gonna
on the initiative tracker. I was about to say that.
10, 15, 20.
The entire crew goes on.
Oh, okay.
On
Goes
the
on the
Linda's
captain's
turn.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halamarnia moves over. Most of the crew is currently under decks patching holes.
Yeah, no, fair.
Halamarnia moves over. As she moves, that spear in her hand that trident that's in her hand begins to crackle with electricity as she moves. She gets over, kneels down next to Titania, and almost like as opposed to her very, very like stern and sturdy complexion and appearance, very ridiculously gently lays a hand on Titania's cheek.
I thought you were gonna say gently stabs.
And goes, a wedding is a terrible day to miss for any reason. As she casts Cure Wounds at 5th level. That's going to be 64 points of healing to Titania.
Woo!
Nice.
I'll take it.
And there's just like oddly warm but crystalline hand on your cheek as you open your eyes. Let's get back into the fray, shall we? Vespia.
How far away from the boat is it right now?
It's on the bowsprit.
It's still on it. Okay, so
Yeah, it
you
hasn't
moved
moved.
the
It's her-
token, so it looked like it was over the water. Okay.
Its turn is after you, so it's still it's
Okay. All right. Then, and how far away from me is it right now?
1 step and you're in melee.
Okay. Let's see. Cool. Okay. She is gonna go over
1 step, not 2.
and sorry, I'm getting up on it. She's gonna go over and
I mean, if you want to follow Grumman's example and leap on it, I have rules for that.
something she was considering. She is going to grab its leg or whatever she can reach and cast Hard Light Gauntlet.
Okay, so just so
What is
basically you can
that?
reach its face where you're at right now. Do you want to jump out onto it?
You are not strong.
No, I'm not doing that. I just
Okay.
need to be able to touch it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and cast your spell.
Oh, dang. Hold on. Sorry, I'm fighting with my character sheet right now. Why won't
What is hard light gauntlet? Because that sounds cool as hell.
I'm trying to put it in. Go away. Okay, sorry.
It's asking you what level you're casting.
Yeah, you want to
Okay, sorry. I was trying to do that. All right.
It's cool.
Okay, and I'm going to cast it at level 5.
Right, so you're making 4 melee spell attacks.
Just make your
Did
spell.
it again.
Roll your
Yep.
spell attack.
Hold on. 19?
Hit. 19 hits, so it's 1 hit.
Okay.
Let's just roll all 4 because it does sequential damage. Let's roll all 4 of them to see how many. How much
Yeah,
damage
that's
you
what I
have.
was going to do. Okay.
14 misses.
14.
Natural 20.
Nice.
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 28. Okay, so
Ooh.
3 of your
Nice.
4 hit. So
Okay.
you're going to do.
Good
So you're
rolls.
in order. You're going to do 1d12,
Wait,
4d12, and then
didn't you say you-
3d12.
Didn't you say you cast it at 5th level?
Fifth
Doesn't-
level.
That's
get-
4 attacks.
Yeah, 4 attacks.
That's 4.
That was correct.
It starts off
Okay.
with 3 attacks. You get a 4th one at 5th level.
Oh, sorry. I see. Yep.
Yeah, so your damage rolls are going to be 1d12, 4d12, then 3d12.
Or you could just roll 8d12.
If it has resistances, then.
Ah, well,
everything
yeah, that's fair.
separately.
Okay, 1d12, what? 3d12 or
4d12, 'cause you
4.
crit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you crit on the 2d12,
Okay.
Yep.
which is a pretty good one to crit on, honestly.
Hell yeah.
And then 3d12.
As you just hammer blow, hammer blow, hammer blow.
Nice.
50 damage.
Honk.
Yep.
And that's
Alright.
your turn.
Its turn. Grummond. As its tail whips and you are holding on, you suddenly find yourself holding on to nothing as, for all of you, the dragon disappears. And Grummond, you are flying.
Oh boy.
Okay. In
Hope
which
you're a
direction?
good swimmer there, bud.
Hang on, I need to make a calculation.
What is with these games with Final Show Films and me getting thrown?
I don't know. Let's see.
Can I try to grab onto the golem?
You were out over the water where its tail was when it disappeared. You weren't
Well, I was
even near
climbing
the
up
golem.
it. I don't know how far I got, but
Yeah, no, you were. It's a long
Okay.
tail.
all right,
It's a gargantuan dragon.
sure.
got a tail for you.
Roll me. This is funnier. Roll me a D100.
All right.
Yes.
How many feet up in
What
the air
angle
do you
does
go?
Grumman fly at?
Always good.
Hey.
36.
All right. So you are flung. You are 3 more squares off the map from where you're at now,
All right.
in that direction.
Fortunately, when you get moving, you can run on water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, monks can run on water.
Yep.
Yeah, so you have been tossed into the water as this thing has disappeared.
I'm going to
Very bad.
temporarily move my token because I can't change the things, and then I'll put it back where it was.
Yeah, you're good. It's Cloak of Ghostly Shadows for a bonus action.
Where's it gonna show back up?
Please still be in melee with me.
I do not foresee that happening.
I know, but I want to use my cool new move, and I have to have not moved prior and cannot move afterwards.
I also need to roll for its Reaper's Breath. Hey, it recharges it.
Hooray.
Boo.
Cody.
So it reappears atop the mainmast.
You suck.
Oh boy.
If it's all the way up there, it's going to have a bad angle for a line attack.
No, but it has a perfect angle for a line attack on the 3 people at the bow. So I need Vespia, Ithram, and Valdeth to make dexterity saving throws as it unleashes its Reaper's Breath again.
It also has a fucking terrifying angle if it's got anything that does a cone.
Natural 20.
Have an inspiration, but I want to use it on this. I don't care that much, no.
Because you've got evasion, right?
Yeah, I
For
have
Valdeth?
evasion. I'll be taking
Yeah.
half damage no matter what.
All 3 of you are going to be taking half damage. So 61 points of cold damage halved to 30.
Is Valdeth the Xanatar samurai?
No, I am a Final Fantasy samurai.
Got it. Okay.
Final Fantasy 14 Samurai, specifically. As once again, just... This,
I was a Xanathar samurai at the very beginning of the campaign, but then we discovered the Final Fantasy book, and I changed it to
and
Final Fantasy samurai.
it's also, because it can do this as well as using its Reaper's Breath, now that it's closer, I need Gent, Titania, Halamarnia, Saga, Pala, Zarmia, and Ithram to make a Wisdom saving throw. Saga is immune.
I've got an inspiration. Not much better, but definitely not a natural one.
That's not enough for this thing's save. 24.
Nice.
Thank you.
Ithram. At the moment, that's a failure.
Uh,
You can only make it an 18 because you only get a max of +5.
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I can't use.
You're the only one that knows if it's a failure before you pick, so that's why I haven't revealed anyone else's fate.
Okay. Both of those use my reaction. So, yeah. Oh, wait. It doesn't take my reaction to save face. So I will save face and use arcane deflection to increase it to +7. So that'd be a 20. Or no, it'd be a 22.
What does arcane deflection help you increase?
Just any saving throw
Yeah, that's good.
+4.
Fucking war mages, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't get to use it very often, but when I do,
Mhm.
it helps.
Hell
So-
yeah.
You save. Tanya saves. Halamarnia fails. Saga is immune. Pala saves. Zarmia saves. Gent fails with an 18.
Just Halamarnia and Gent fail.
Is the dragon within 60 feet of me?
No, it's about 100 feet up. It's 100 feet up on the on a mast that's already a few feet out from you. So
Okay. Because there was an extra thing that happens with arcane deflection. But it's not close enough.
Gent, you only failed. You didn't fail by as much as Halamarnia did. Your speed is reduced to 0 for 1 minute.
Okay.
As you are affected by its horrifying presence.
Okay.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turn to end the effect. Halamarnia failed by more than 5 points. She's paralyzed for a minute.
Oh boy.
That's his turn.
Cool.
Titania.
Great, cool.
Halamarnia, that's sort of like was standing back up to encourage you to fight, has now been like locked in place by this supernatural presence. Gent, you can see, is shaking in his boots to the point where he can't move.
I cling on to his arms to help me stand up. And I'm going to clear my death save real quick while I'm thinking about it, and then I am going to look at my spell list because I think I can do something about that. Let's see. Paralyzed, and Gent is no speed right now, right?
Yes.
Cool. I have a thing. Let me find
It's not
that
a fear.
spell.
It's not a fear effect technically, but it's flavored as a fear effect. So
Yeah.
Right. But the actual only mechanical thing is that I can't move.
yeah, your speed
Okay.
reduced to 0. There's no
My
fear.
speed's 0, yeah.
It's not a fear effect.
I take that.
So, for instance, I couldn't do the monk thing where I can shake off a fear effect.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not technically afraid, but it's called horrifying presence. So
Yeah.
Thought I did, but I did not. It's not on my sheet. Okay. I'm going to Gent still has he can still do actions right now, right?
correct.
Far as I know.
Okay. I'm clinging on to and I say, do you want to go up in the rigging?
Gent's got that slight tremor going through his limbs right now, but you can see the visor is down and he has his eyes locked on this thing. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use Face Step. In spring, I can shunt someone else instead of me. You go 30 feet.
Dope. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, wherever I can get you up there.
I like to
Someplace
think-
kind of like
I like to think that because it's a phase step, you trip them into a portal. It's like, all right, bye, and he just like lands on his stomach on a
On a spar,
spur.
or
on a
one of
spar
the-
further up.
yeah. That's my bonus action. Should I help Halamari? Yeah, or do a thing?
Does lesser restoration cure paralysis immediately?
Yes, I also have another spell that can do that same effect.
Alternatively,
Yes.
you can always fight dragons with more dragons.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
There's always shape change, yes.
There is. I am going to action summon the Reaper. Sorry, anyone who's near me.
The only person that's near
Not
you
me
can't
anymore.
move, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yep. Let me put my aura on so I can keep track of that for later purposes.
This would be a good class in synergy with a paladin.
Oh yeah. That was my
Everyone is
action, bonus
paladins
action.
and one Grim Harvest Druid.
We were like near we had just come up out of the deck.
Yeah.
Can I used half my action to stand up? But can I basically like shove Halamarnia like back? She can't move herself, but I can move her.
Yeah, she's the doorway is like behind you.
Okay.
You can't. It would be difficult to move her. You'd have to like pick her up to move her.
Okay. Can
And
I do
she's
that?
very heavy. Make an athletics check.
Okay. Let's try.
She's an Earth Ganassi.
Yeah, but I'm pretty
She's a
strong.
sturdy lady.
I'm pretty strong. I got muscles.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
So you go to lift her, and like she is cut, literally and figuratively, because she's gem. There is more, like, it's hard. She wears like fairly loose fitting robes, but as you like sort of grab and like go to lift, like she's got like a 12-pack abs, like
Cool.
and all of that muscle is very heavy to move. Also, it's made of stone, so it's even heavier.
Okay. Just stay there then.
She's got more muscles than you've ever seen.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna turn and damn it, worm, whatever you are not ruining my wedding day. I'm gonna sort of shake my finger at it. That's my turn.
All right. So again, you've been teleported 30 feet up onto a spar. You can't
Weird.
move.
Bonus action: drinking a potion.
Alright.
I've still got 2 potions of heroism. Now I have 1. That gives me 10 temporary hit points, which I will need, and the bless spell for the next hour.
Nice.
Alrighty. And
Take that extra D4 on your attack rolls.
right, yep, because we are doing a banishment bullet on this motherfucker. Oh, buddy. I'm using focus fire, so he has disadvantage on the charisma save.
Lift him up, Socrates.
Heck yes.
It is a DC 19 charisma saving throw or be banished at disadvantage.
15 charisma save.
Banished.
Uses legendary assistance to succeed.
Okay, figured.
That's 2 down.
Oh.
Earned another one.
He still takes 15 points of magical piercing damage.
Yep.
And I have spider climb, so I'm just gonna hang out here, and I make the save at the end of my turn, right?
Yes.
Was it wisdom?
Yes.
Okay. Not at advantage. Boop. 26.
26 is enough to shake it off. So you can
Okay,
remove
so
it
I
quickly.
don't even need the D4 on that then. Yep. All right. So yeah. And I have movement back. Yay!
Ithram.
Ah, this guy's terrifying. Yep. But that's at the end of my turn, so I don't have movement right now. Okay. All right. Cool.
Correct.
I'm gonna look down over at Valdeth and say, I'm assuming you want closer.
I want to be at its face, yes.
Close as I can get. And then Vortex Warp, pretty much if I can, Valdeth next to Gent on that same spar, because I can move. I'll throw it in chat, but I can move them up to 30 feet. Oh, wait.
I thought
No,
that was just
90.
for pillows and cats.
Excuse me, it's 90 feet.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can definitely get out next to Gent. You couldn't get them into melee range with the dragon, though.
I mean, unless you want to do it at a higher level.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Past that 3rd level, it's 100.
third level.
How far is the thing from me right now?
Yeah.
Or from Ithram?
What's from Ithram? Right now it'd be... It's fucking triangle equation every time.
All
This
right.
happen in every combat.
Squared plus
like,
B squared equals C squared.
Like 100 feet up,
Or face
plus
squared,
5,
squared.
10, 15, 20, 25 feet out.
So 25 squared.
It's about 103 feet. If it's 100 feet up and 25 feet out, it's about 103 feet
So,
away
yeah,
linearly.
Third
you need
level.
Third level to get. Third level would get basically would put Valdeth up on top of the main mast.
Which is where it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Turns out as close as I can get you is right on top of it.
It'll do.
And yeah, I'll stay right here next to Vespia.
Valdeth.
There's nobody else in melee with this thing, is there?
No.
Cool.
Not yet. You do see that Paula is like hanging off one of like the rigging ropes and looks like she's making her way over there, but hasn't made it there yet.
Motherfucker up in my rigging.
Yeah, Valeth uses her bonus action to focus,
Messing up
gets
all
to
the
maximum
lines.
sen, and then as an action spends 4 of that sen because that's her wisdom modifier on Midare Setsugeka. She sort of brings her hand down to where she's got the sword back in its sheath again, and there's this like essence of spiritual energy that begins to like flow around her in this sort of spiraling motion that sort of lifts all of her clothing, and her hair sort of like flutters for a moment, and then there is a single slash motion that just erupts into a series of waves that just carve through the body of this thing as I make 4 attacks in one.
Well, awesome.
Full hype anime music.
Ah,
playing in the
motherfucker, I'm using
background.
inspiration on that natural one. Bleh.
Oh.
So 2 hits. All of them hit. It's just that the two of them only hit like actually good solid hits, and the others glanced off the bone.
Wondering if I can do anything to make that
those of you
better.
that have been up close to it, and especially like Grumman who was holding on to it, it's very like it is like smooth obsidian. Like this is stone more than bone.
Yeah.
With just 2 dots of white light in where the eyes should be.
I don't think I can do anything to make that better right now. No, I can't. Well, first hit, using my reaction to pull the trigger on another radiant shell. So 14 slashing, 7 radiant. 9 slashing, 6 radiant.
Nice.
I mean, basically, Turnalian just thought that, you might like it if, a servant of your god was here to, bless your wedding.
That's not what he's doing, and you know it.
Forgot to ask, is it all right to, this isn't like killing the Easter Bunny, is it?
Anyone who wants to can make a religion check. No one has yet.
Wow. Sure.
I mean, I might as well. It's my
My
wife's
God,
religion.
I feel like I should.
See if I know anything about my wife's religion. I know something.
Dead things.
13. Yeah.
I mean,
That's me in
Soul.
the corner.
The title Soul Herald certainly has like a certain amount
Even
of
worse.
like implication, but
Gent would absolutely kill the Easter Bunny given the choice, is what we've learned here.
That's
12,
me in the spot.
get you
Like-
heard soul and you thought like fish, like you're like
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Punching your religion.
Les poissons, les poissons.
Ithram is the only one that knows.
This is the Easter Bunny. Everybody, stop!
So the soul herald, contrary to appearance, is not undead. Is actually a celestial. They are celestial. They are celestial dragons made from the spirits of dead dragons. So basically, like when a dragon dies, all that energy, all that coalescence is gathered by Dagoth and formed into a soul herald. Particularly, the more powerful the dragon, the more powerful the herald. They are similar to a reaper, but where a reaper's job is to harvest souls and bring them on, the soul herald is more almost an aspect of Dagoth more than a reaper is, where a reaper is sort of like just a fragment of his power. A soul herald is like it's a much larger investiture of his power. Typically it's the it's not every dragon, I should clarify. It's like the first dragon every 100 years or so to die becomes a soul herald, and the rest whatever. They are fairly neutral normally, and they don't really. They're very rarely ever seen. They are the reaper of much more fantastic or powerful entities. An Anko would have been a soul herald would have been there when the god emperor died, for instance.
Okay.
Like they're the
Just sitting on the sidelines, be like, almost.
but like there to like whatever was left of a soul after the soul crystal was done would have been escorted to
Okay.
wherever it is that sort of being goes. So like when dragons, when gods, when powerful rulers, when those individuals, when figures of great importance and power pass.
If you kill a kraken,
a soul herald is there to escort it, as opposed to a reaper.
Okay. And with the natural 20, would Ithram understand the ramifications of destroying one on the material plane, if any?
It would be the rest of the servants of death would look very disfavorably on you if you attacked and killed a soul herald that was just doing its job. If it's not your time to go and a soul herald is trying to take you, defend yourself. The servants of Dagoth are very much like everything has its time, and if it's not your time, it's not your time.
Okay.
They're very practical because there will always be more dead.
Makes sense. Whole neutral thing.
we can afford to wait.
With the 13, does Titania know this is a servant of Dagoth at this point or not?
With
She
the 13,
had only
yeah.
like, seen it
With the
before.
13,
Okay.
yes, I would say you would know that this is
Okay.
at least existentially this is a servant of Dagoth. At the moment,
Okay.
it's serving Ternalian for some reason.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But yeah, they are very, 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 very powerful reapers. Drummond.
I will start running. So can I just kind of like, I don't know how that works movement wise. Is it like going from prone to hop up on top of the water?
Yes.
Okay, so that takes 5 feet of my movement because of Wade the Drunken Master. So I run. You said I'm 35 feet off screen, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will come running back in. How high off the water is the prow? Like, what is the lowest part of the ship to me?
To you, the lowest part would be just underneath the figurehead.
Okay.
So it would be about like the railing is like the railing would be 30 feet up. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Well, I mean, I can run up the wall, but all right. So it's 55 just to get me to the boat. I'm going to.
If you bonus action Step of the Wind, you also double your jump height.
Just jump distance, unfortunately.
I
don't know
it's
if
all of your jump, isn't it?
John?
Step of the Wind. What does it say? Let me see.
I just said your jump distance is doubled.
They do differentiate between height and distance.
Yeah.
The thing is, height and length is the way they differentiate. I think distance is both.
I don't think it's. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to make enough of a huge difference.
Yeah, because like jump also says a creature's jump distance is tripled.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm definitely bonus action Step of the Wind. If I come back in and I jump, I mean, my strength is not super high because I'm a monk. So, best case scenario, I can get 10 free feet.
That is no excuse.
So, if that works, then I can take 20, and then I can go.
Yeah, no, it is distance is everything. It's just that high jumps and long jumps are two different types of jumps that cover distances in different ways.
Yeah, so distance is both.
And how high up the mast is it?
100 feet, I think we've been saying.
100 feet.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I'll just use my action to run. I can get a total of 60 feet up towards it. And that's my turn.
All right.
I go here, so I'm not on top of anybody.
Lavenda's and crew's turn. Let's see.
Didn't realize that Ithram was stronger than Drummond.
Well, monks are in a weird place where unless you build like a homebrew architect strength base, there's almost no reason to have strength.
I get literally nothing out of it. Yeah, I have a I have a 12 in strength, and honestly, even now looking at it, I kind of wish I'd put the 12 into charisma and taken the 10 in my
But
in my
then it
strength.
would not be Grummond.
No, I don't think that's true. I feel like he's definitely not working on off his brain, so I feel like he's got to be working a little bit on charm.
Yeah, I think it's charisma. He's a charisma guy.
All right. So, Pala goes into a rage.
Yay. Rage monkey.
As she flings herself across the rigging to attack from below, the dragon from below.
I'm going to be
from flanking with Valdeth.
I'm going to be honest, I really thought that sentence was going in a different direction after you said flings about Pala.
This is an EXU.
Wielding the banner of Captain Lavinda as a weapon, she is going to make some attacks with advantage.
Ah, yes, the barbarian who was also in color guard.
The barbarian that hits with a banner hard enough to make it a great axe.
Would it be a great axe or a maul at that point?
Accurate.
The beak is just sharp enough. She sharpens that thing too. It's like 20 hits. 30 hits. And a 26 hits.
Bad girl, Pala.
Keep the damn thing there so I can do it again, this time with advantage.
For 10, 10, and 14 damage. Just and she's just laying into it with this flag. Our flag means death.
Yep.
Well, no, their flag means gay.
Their flag means gay and death.
Both.
I was gonna say.
Both. Those are accurate.
Death
Put your
by
hands
gay.
together.
Saga's going to take another shot from below.
Reload that cannon.
Saga doesn't have to. You watch as like that attached box. There's some mechanical whirring, and then you hear the metallic sound of a clink. These are auto-loading cannons.
Kent is so proud of these people. He just met them, and he is so proud of them.
You're
Maria.
part of the family now. You're allowed to be proud.
That gift.
Maria Highwind makes very
Yeah,
good things.
I just met them, and I would.
22 hits. For 15 damage, some of which was fire.
Cool.
Lavinda, the engine's still going. Lavinda just yells out, "Everyone grab a hold of something!" as she very hard spins the wheel. And you all feel a kick of ignition from the engines as it rockets the ship forward suddenly and very abruptly. As the ship very dramatically lulls to one side. It seems like she's trying to knock the dragon loose from the mast. Everyone go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Rigging is meant to be held on to when the ship is swaying. Does that provide those of us up there any advantage on that?
I'll say yeah.
Damn it.
Oh,
Not that I needed it, apparently.
Well, I'm gonna turn into something watery very soon. I
yeah,
think.
Vespi is going overboard.
Rolled a 30.
Nice. I only have advantage on con saves. No others.
The dragon rolled a 15. Does it want to use this legendary resistance for this?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
This is not a damaging thing for it. So the dragon is shaken off the mast and basically bodily flung into the water.
Whee! Sploosh.
Fortunately,
We get attacked. No, it got moved. We don't get attacked.
no. Vespia and Titania, you both fail. Gent, you also you rerolled for 28.
I rolled a 30. Yeah, because I had advantage.
Wait, do I have to roll a dexterity save?
Yes, all of you do. So Ithram as well.
So 16 fails.
16 fails.
I'm gonna reroll.
You did have advantage because you were in the rigging, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not gonna spend that key point. But 26.
Yeah, Ithram 16 fails.
What is, well, I can still use arcane deflection.
Which ups you to what?
It adds
20.
4 to my, puts me to 20.
That's a success. All right, so Titania and Vespia, you both fail. Fortunately, you just get knocked prone and slid to the side because you were on the ground. So you both slide over to the rail, basically,
Whee!
Sweet.
as the dragon is dumped into the water by the whip of the mast. And Halamarnia makes a saving. Oh, yeah, she can't. Oh, I forgot about her. She's paralyzed.
I mean, she's also on the ground though, so she just slides into Titania.
Yeah. He was just into Titania over here.
Ow.
She's very heavy. Wisdom saving throw on Halamarnia. Fail. You have a plus 11. Why are you rolling so low? It's a plus 11 to a wisdom save. I rolled a 3. It's a 14. Still a failure.
Yep.
Yeesh.
Vespia.
Well, first she's going to get up.
Half your movement.
And she is going to try to cast banishment on this dragon.
Range?
It's 60.
It's long, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm in range.
Yep. Go ahead.
Tidis must save. What's your spell save DC?
Where is that?
Top of your spell page.
I feel like it's not a 29.
Probably not.
You'd
18.
be surprised, John. Okay.
I wouldn't be, turns out. So yeah, 29 on the roll.
Okay. Well, she tried.
Its turn. It's in the water. It doesn't like being in the water.
Came at us from the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
boo-hoo, says the guy who thrown 100 feet into the ocean.
Also, stop getting out of my reach.
So it's going to use an ability to change form, or change shape, to get larger.
I don't like that.
So it goes into the water the size that it is now. And when its head emerges back from the water,
Ah!
it's much larger.
The obsidian is porous.
Don't splash it, it gets bigger.
As this Loch Ness Monster-esque dragon now raises its
Jesus
head out of
Christ.
the water.
Yeesh. Don't like it.
I need everyone to make wisdom saving throw, as it exudes its horrifying presence on all of you now.
27.
Oof.
7.
Fuck's sake, 14.
Yeah, 15.
17.
Shouldn't do that.
I'm assuming 14 doesn't do it.
Correct.
Drunker's luck. Oh, well, natural 1. Fuck you, dice.
I also got a 14.
So Titania is the only one that succeeded this time.
Great.
The rest of you all, your movement speed is reduced to 0. If you rolled a 14 or lower, sorry, no, a 6, yeah, 14 or lower, you are
Why you
paralyzed.
gotta come at me
for a
like
minute.
this?
I rolled a 17. Thank God bless
I
So-
rolled a 15. Good.
So,
So I'm
No,
paralyzed.
Yeah.
So Grummond, Ithram, and Vespia are all paralyzed. Gent is movement speed 0. Valdeth is movement speed 0. And Titania, you're fine.
Yeah.
So
The rest
this
of the
is
crew is
not
not
a fear
affected.
effect.
It's not a fear effect. No.
Fuck.
It is a fear effect, but not a mechanical fear effect, because what it is this is the embodiment of your death.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a fear that is like at the level of your existential dread more than it is something that is scary.
Well, it's
Like,
it's
it
not
is-
imposing the
it's-
frightened condition, which is the relevant thing for stillness of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not a thing that you can brush off with a spell or an effect, basically.
I feel like if something just said you are blanket immune to fear effects, it might still apply, but it's not applying frightened.
Tanya, you are the only one not terrified at the concept of your own mortality at the moment.
Fair. Okay. Hang on. I gotta look and see if there's anything I can do about this. I can only do that at one. Freedom of movement is just one person at a time. What does that get me? That just affects me. What does this do? Not anything. That's just that.
That's it. It's your sleep paralysis monster come to life is what it is.
I don't sleep, so
I'm gonna be a sleep paralysis demon for the night. Get yourself comfortable.
Exactly. Like
Why is
that's
the sleep
Titania's
paralysis
succeeding.
demon voiced by Bernie Sanders?
I'm not making judgment calls on what y'all's sleep paralysis demons look like.
I am asking you to lie completely still.
I'm once again asking you to lie completely still
Oh.
and stare at the ceiling.
No shit, I forgot I had empty body. God damn it.
What does antibody do?
It means you shit your pants real fast.
I could have turned but that's the one that we're changing and calling Everclear for Grumman, but it is the one where he drinks some moonshine and spends 4 key points to become invisible and gain resistance to all damage.
Except
for
for
a
force
minute.
damage for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I should have done that on my first fucking turn. God damn it.
Why?
Yeah, you gotta lead fights with empty body, because that just like powers you up for the entire fight.
Well, we had that first turn where I shot a fucking crossbow.
Yeah, so that would have been to use empty body. Yeah.
All right. I'm not used to playing high level stuff.
Fair. Okay.
We're all learning. It's fine.
I'm going to. Yeah, Lesser Restoration does that. I'm going to reach over and grab Stone Lady's hand. And damn it, that's nope, no, I won't do that. Fuck. I hate this thing.
Yeah, you can lesser restore paralyzed away, so
Yeah, but it's an action.
Yeah.
And it uses a thing.
I will tell you,
Yeah.
the muscles that you felt are not decorative.
Yeah.
Good, because that's a terrifying decor choice for like interior design.
Her strength score is 29.
At a girl.
She is I think she is the physically the strongest member of the crew, actually. That's why she's the first mate.
Somebody got one of them nice belts.
That's a belt of storm giant strength.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna use lesser restoration on her.
All right.
She is no longer paralyzed.
You break the paralysis, and she like looks at you, and then looks up at the dragon, and like there's just a moment where like you blink and it's Valkyr standing here looking pissed at a dragon, and then you blink and it's Salamarnia again.
All right. And then I can't do a spell as a bonus action now. So
Unless it's a cantrip.
I don't have any there are no cantrip bonus action spells except for something useless.
Shillelagh?
I don't have Shillelagh. I never took Shillelagh.
A druid without shillelagh? That's like a wizard without prestidigitation.
All right.
I like to think that, like, for at least one druid, like, Shillelagh is just, like, a pep talk to really wind up, to really hit him hard.
Why are you up?
Yeah. It's just like, they look at the stick, and then they carve "go for the knees" into it, just like, as like a reminder of where you're supposed to hit with this thing.
Because it was a druid, I thought it was a pep talk to the stick, like, okay, buddy, here's what we'll do. We're gonna go over there and we're just gonna fucking cream this guy. Okay.
I really want Bob Ross as a druid.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stand up because I think I was prone.
I need all of you to be nice to the happy little trees before they get up and kick the shit out of you.
Now this,
So you see now, little trees, we're going to make this person suffer a happy little accident.
this brutal bludgeoning is gonna be our little secret. And if you tell anybody about it, I'll hit you again with a bigger stick.
Oh boy.
I got my next character.
There you go, bud.
Next Gran Terra game, Craig comes in with Bob Ross the druid.
I don't know if you've seen those pictures of me when I had the big fro. I just got to grow it back. I'm already there.
There you go.
And his name is going to be Rob Moss.
That's right.
Of course.
Or Bob Moss.
Yeah, Bob Moss.
I'm
just gonna have to watch out for. Hello, it's me, Moss. I'll just put this over here with the rest of the bludgeoning.
All right. Is there anything else in your turn, Titania?
No, that's Rob Moss's cousin Maurice.
use my bonus action to slightly berate this monster. Why? I'm a druid of Dagoth.
All right.
We're
You
all
slightly
very
berate the
disappointed
monster.
in you, Harold.
Yeah, what the heck? That's my turn.
Nessie doesn't seem to respond.
Okay.
Gent.
All right, enough. And we are going to load a bite shot. See if we can hit this guy for a 33.
33 hits.
All right. He suffers 12 magical piercing, 36 magical force damage, and needs to make a nope, that's the wrong spell. Constitution save, which I'm sure he's going to be fine at a DC 19.
Roll to 21.
Okay. Yep. So he just takes the 36 force damage, does not take another 18 at the top of his next turn.
That was close though, given this guy's bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah, you can press the show spell description at the bottom of the damage to show the spell description.
Oh, very nice.
In chat.
Convenient. All right. And then we're gonna reload the gun and teleport 30 feet. Doot, doot, doot. 20 feet, but he's up a little bit. Yeah, that's probably about 30 feet. To right about here.
Take cover on the deck.
Ithram, Vespia, how are we doing?
Ithram, who's paralyzed.
Yep.
Vespia,
Oh,
who's
dear.
also paralyzed.
Make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn, Gent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because stuff. Nope.
Speed still 0. Ithram, you're paralyzed. Make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
All right. So struggle. 14 still.
Continues to fail.
Yep.
Valdeth, your movement speed is 0.
Has this thing grown back into my melee range with its size increase?
Nope.
How far is it from me?
Somewhere in the realm of like 50 feet.
Cool. What's the...
Sorry, Valdez. I should have come up and like pushed you gently forward.
Push.
I didn't think about that. That would have been good.
Walk Valdeth off the end of the spar.
Oh yeah, she's up high. Never mind. Doesn't make sense.
What's the thing on this? I need... God damn it, it's only a 30-foot range. I'm too short.
Also, you're too far away. Valdeth isn't that short. She's pretty tall for a dwarf.
I will bonus action focus, increase my sen.
This is why my dwarf has a crossbow.
This dwarf might use a gun, but doesn't have any on her right now. And will... You know what? We've been going places. I feel like... How long has it been since the fight with the living star?
What living star?
Like a week.
Cool. I turn the brooch of many sizes.
Yes.
Okay. How many sizes do you go?
I have to take another bonus action to overload it, so I currently just go up to large, or to large.
All right. Make an acrobatics check to not fall off the mast.
Kind of okay if I do, but 18.
Okay, you succeed. I mean, you could choose to fail if you want.
I wouldn't have an action left to fight with, so
You'd also be falling 100 feet.
yeah.
All right. Drummond.
I
Your
think the only thing
zero?
I can do is just make a wisdom save.
Yeah, so wisdom save also Valdeth, by the way. End of your turn.
Oh yeah.
17.
15 is not enough.
28.
28
key
is.
point. 29.
29 is.
Nice.
All right, and both of you
Oh,
turn,
yeah.
you managed to shake off the fear.
Thank you, Diamond Soul, but that's my turn.
Lavinda's turn.
I mean, you
and
always had wisdom saves as a monk.
consequently the crew's turn.
Yeah, but I mean, being able to re-roll it,
Oh yeah.
Diamond Soul.
Alamarnia. Is gonna stab this thing with a trident.
Gonna hit you with a car.
Actually,
Gonna
she
hit you with this
actually, she
crowbar
does-
until you go
she
away.
picks the trident up, and as she does, the trident begins to like glow with electricity, and she tosses it up into a reverse grip, and from a very short range, launches javelin throws it at the dragon. And as it leaves her hand, this sparking trident transforms into a bolt of lightning that just rips into and through the dragon. As it passes back through, it turns back into a trident, and she grabs this long length of chain that's wrapped around her arm and connected to the trident, yanks, catches it, and throws it a second time.
Fucking badass.
As is 2 lightning bolts just through the dragon. It needs to make 2 dexterity saves.
Trident of lightning is like a javelin of lightning, except it can do it more often.
This is called a storm thrower harpoon.
not directed at anyone in particular, but I'm just saying maybe some people's religions caused us to get attacked by a giant dragon, and some other people
Wow.
allow us to,
Wow.
throw tridents of lightning. So, maybe some time to reconsider some things. That's all I'm saying.
Drummond, if it was your religion, we would have been attacked by an entire bar.
All right, so it fails.
God, that doesn't sound like a great Saturday night.
It fails both saving throws. It's going to use its last legendary resistance to succeed the first one. So it takes half damage from the first and full damage from the second.
I wish I could get to you, Vespia.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Valdez religion inspires people to build, enormous cities and giant cannon towers. So,
all right, so half of 47 for the first one is 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
24 if you're rounding up.
But you round down. So. Yeah. And then a full 54 for the second.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah, there's two very
Saved against the wrong one, motherfucker.
As she yanks the chain, catches it again, lightning just crackling across her form. Lavinda, having stopped the wheel, reaches down to her hip and pulls out this revolver that has two barrels side by side with a sort of a knife bayonet attached to it. This golden metal plated revolver. Reaches out, clicks both hammers back with her thumb, and just goes, "Wrong fucking ship, mate," and just pulls both triggers at the same time. Fires her double tap. $27. Or 15 plus another, for the
21.
Tap. 21 points of damage. Magically, so yeah, she wrong fucking shipmate fires, and this pair of like sort of silver bullets just rip out from the gun and just smash into the skull of this Soul Herald where that lightning bolt had struck it twice. And as it hits, you watch this crack that had begun to grow. It just grows wider, as it begins to just crumble into bits of obsidian. And as this stone dragon crumbles to dust in the ocean, leaving you all able to move and unparalyzed again as it fades, wondering why this servant of Dagos just attacked you and what exactly is going on with Ternalian. That's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.